So 12 months on, looking back, October 7th, ironically, may prove to be the event that actually saves Israel from destruction, saves the whole Middle East from Iranian subjugation, and prevents World War III. This was a fascinating observation by my girlfriend, Karina. See, from the way things are playing out, it looks like October 7th was a mistake by Hamas because it brought Iran into a war before they were ready. See, we all know that Iran's been developing nuclear weapons. No one had the guts to stop them except for Israel. Remember, Israel destroyed the nuclear facilities of both Iraq and Syria. No one else was going to do it. But this time, Israel was being held back by Hezbollah, which had created 200,000 missiles in Lebanon to rain hell on Israel if the idea of attacked the Iranian regime. So Iran thought it had won and it could move forward unopposed. And then October 7th happened and changed the course of history. You may recall that it seemed like Iran was taken by surprise. Maybe Hamas had been so secretive they didn't even tell the mullahs about it. So Israel went into Gaza to destroy Hamas and retrieve the hostages, and Hezbollah started firing missiles at northern Israel. I guess that to show their followers that they were supporting their fellow jihadists in Hamas and drawing Israel's forces away from Gaza. And Iran was probably feeling pretty smug. The US was holding Israel back, Hezbollah was holding Israel back, and the global media, the UN, Western leaders were all attacking Israel consistently. And Iran could also attack us with missiles and, from Yemen and Syria and Iraq. So for Iran, it was perfect. But war is unpredictable, and if you play with fire, you might get burnt. In September, the true nature of Israel's fighting spirit was revealed when 3,000 of Hezbollah's mid-level leaders were killed or maimed by their own pages. Then their leader, Hassan Nasrallah, was killed in a bunker 60 feet underground while Netanyahu addressed the United Nations. For Iran, it was an enormous blow, and they had to respond more forcefully than they had before. So they fired nearly 200 ballistic missiles at Israel. It caused practically no harm, thanks to the air defense systems, but it was an attack of immense proportions, and it gave Israel the justification and legitimacy to attack them back. But now, Hezbollah can't stop them. And that attack might just be the end of Iran's nuclear program and the end of the regime itself. At this point, of course, we don't know for sure, but it's very likely. And if it happens, then the horror of October 7th will have been the beginning of the end of the Ayatollah's regime of terror throughout the Middle East. The Iranian people want to be free of these tyrants. The Lebanese want to be free of them. And Saudi Arabia still wants normalization with Israel, like the Emirates, Morocco, Sudan, and Bahrain. So as we grieve our lost brothers and sisters who've been consumed by this war, let's also keep in mind that their sacrifice may have been part of a complex series of events where Hamas jumped the gun and brought the Iranian regime into a war before they were ready, before they had nukes, and as a result, it led to their demise and to a new period of prosperity, stability, and peace in the Middle East and even the entire world. May those who've been lost rest in peace, and may their families be comforted. May their memories be blessed. And in the Jewish tradition, I say, Baruch Dayan Ha'emet. Am Yisrael Chai.